Laurie, please. 7:30. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for allowing me to come and talk. It's a bit daunting sitting here. Not what I'm used to. So I want to talk to you about the affordability of the draft plan and the danger in the council's operation being run on a deficit budget. The debt currently is about $2 billion, and in 10 years you intend to grow this to about $3 billion. And it appears that the debt is never repaid, it just gets bigger. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I can't see from my brief look at your plan where you intend to pay back. Like if we look at $2 billion now, over 30 years, we've got to pay back $68 million a year to repay that debt. So, I think it'd be pretty safe to say that there wouldn't be anyone in this room who would run their household or business on a deficit budget where the debt gets bigger every year. That's a path to insolvency and ruin. And so really, why should a council be any different to you or I in how they run their affairs? Expenditure and borrowings must align to income. As the council debt increases more and more, and consequently our rates increase, then there will come a time where we just can't afford to pay the rates. We don't have bottomless bank accounts. And that time might be coming pretty soon. Banks are already reporting that there is an increased number of people, paying late on their mortgages. And that's pretty serious, isn't it? And like New Zealand councils are also experiencing debt and repayment problems. The Dunedin City Council, for instance, cited debt as their reason for wanting to sell off Aurora Energy. In 2012, I bought my 3-bedroom home, just a modest home, and my quarterly rate demand was $360. So that equates to $28 a week that I had to put aside for my rates. In 13 days' time, I've got to pay just under $900 for my rates for a quarter. And so I'm putting aside $68 a week now to pay my rates. In 10 years' time, according to your projected rate increases, my rate bill for a quarter is going to be $1,400, just under that. And so I'm going to have to put aside $110 a week to pay my rates. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. What about the ratepayers who are retired or on fixed incomes or low incomes? Young people, people with families, how are they going to afford to pay their rates if they own a home when it goes up 60% over the next 10 years, along with all the other costs? Or will they be forced to sell their home? And how does that saying go? It's going at the moment. They will own nothing and be really unhappy. It's scary. And I appreciate that your job as councillors is damn tough in this environment where you've got increased costs, you've got people wanting more and more, the people of Christchurch, and you've got people saying, I can't afford it, like the lady, 2 speakers before me. We don't have bottomless pits. On 14th of January this year, the Guardian newspaper ran an article, this is in England, called One by One England's councils are going bankrupt and nobody in Westminster wants to talk about it. And it talked about the Birmingham Council who filed a Section 114 notice, and that is a notice that covers insolvent local councils, local bodies, because they were in deep financial trouble. And the article went on to say nearly 1 in 5 councils in the UK, the leaders of those councils now say they're likely to declare bankruptcy in the next 15 months. And today I just did a Google search. The Times in the UK published an article headed "Warnings of More Council Bankruptcies as Debt Doubles." And I didn't read the whole article, but the brief précis underneath said since 2010, council's debt has nearly doubled to £119 billion in the UK. And that's frightening. Council's going broke, the debt just going through the roof and obviously unmanageable. And I wonder where the city council is in this. You know, there has been talk in the past of the council selling off some of your assets, your money-making assets. So I take it from that there are issues there in terms of debt, repayment, and affordability. And so, as I say, you've got a tough call to make. You've got a tough job to do.
We certainly have.
Yeah, and you know, and I take my hat off to you. You stood up, and you're taking on this position. So I feel for you, but I also feel for the people of Christchurch, because in essence, we are your slaves.
Thank you.
You've got your, you know, you tell us how much you're going to spend. You have your enforcers in blue uniforms and white wigs. We have no one. And so I think that's a really, you know, when you're in a position of managing other people's money, and I've probably blown my time.
A wee bit.
Beg your pardon.
No.
Can I just
thank
finish
you,
my
Laurie.
sentence, or?
No, that was actually very informative from your point of view. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good on you. Okay, food.